We have reported on a laundry list of radical and questionable people associated with Barack Obama, but one man that we haven't talked about is Tony Resko, a convicted felon and slumlord that bankrolled Obama's early political career. Associate, neighbor, fundraiser, and felon. Apparently that is the Chicago way. Take a close look at this man. His name is Tony Resko. His name might sound familiar. He's a Chicago real estate developer and convicted felon who will be sentenced on 16 counts of political corruption. But what you may not know is Resko also helped launch the political career of Senator Barack Obama. He was one of Obama's top fundraisers. He was Obama's personal friend. In fact, he helped Obama purchase his $1 million home. Well, we all may find out a lot more about the Chicago, quote, political fixer because Resko is reportedly cooperating with prosecutors.
When you think about the possibility of someone who knows as much about corrupt politics in Illinois as Tony Resko does, singing, well, maybe talking at least, to federal prosecutors, the potential ramifications in Illinois and nationally vis-a-vis Barack Obama are huge.
According to Chris Steyerwalt of the Washington Examiner, Resko is another one of Senator Obama's many questionable relationships that have contributed to his meteoric rise.
Certainly you can't do business in Chicago politics, and certainly you can't rise as far and as fast as Barack Obama did in Chicago politics without the help of the shady players like Tony Resko.
Now, Tony Resko is a Syrian immigrant who quickly rose to power in Chicago, becoming a well-known political fixer and a slumlord.
Resko was in the habit of trying to fund politicians and put them in his pocket.
According to the Chicago Sun-Times, Barack Obama and Tony Resko first met in 1990. Resko learned of Obama while he was attending Harvard and, quote, offered him a job, unquote, but Obama turned him down. In 1993, Obama began working for Davis Minor Barnhill. That's a Chicago-based law firm that represented Resko and his real estate company. The two first worked on a deal to convert a former nursing home into a low-income housing unit. In 1995, the year Obama ran for the state Senate, and the same year that he had his political coming-out party at the home of William Ayers and Bernadine Dorn, Tony Resko donated thousands of dollars to that first campaign, fast becoming one of Obama's top campaign contributors. Over the years, Resko raised nearly $250,000 for various Obama campaigns.
What Senator Obama was able to do was parlay that relationship, not just in the direct contributions from Resko, not just in the $250,000 that came into Obama's coffers over the course of his career from Resko and his companies, but also in the connections that Resko made for Obama by being a co-chair of a campaign, by vouching for him, by working with him. Resko's huge influence inside Chicago politics, dating back many years before Obama ever came to town, was something that Barack Obama needed very much to get started.
This past March, under political pressure, Barack Obama finally spoke openly with the Chicago Sun-Times about his relationship with Tony Resko.
I have no problem with an article that says I had a relationship with Tony Resko. I felt, and I hope you guys forgive me, that bootstrapping 5 hours or 6 hours worth of work that I did as an associate in a law firm to me helping a slumlord, I thought was a stretch. Our relationship deepened when I started my first political campaign for the state senate. Tony was one of the people that I talked to, and he then supported me in that first race. I raised a grand total of $100,000. This is an estimate. He probably raised about $10,000 of that $100,000.
I doubt that we would have Barack Obama running for president today had Tony Resko not thrown that first fundraiser.
Through most of my years in the Senate, he was somebody who I considered a friend. Tony joined my finance committee. He was not my largest fundraiser, but he was a significant fundraiser.
As a state senator and so-called champion of the poor, Obama supported Resko's federally subsidized housing empire that left some tenants without heat, in squalid conditions, and buildings in financial disrepair. 11 of Resko's 30 properties were in Obama's district, with 4 going into foreclosure. The relationship went from political to personal in 2005, while Resko was under federal investigation. Obama and Resko's wife, Rita, purchased these 2 adjacent lots in Chicago's elite Kenwood neighborhood. In fact, if you walk about 3.5 blocks, you come to the house of the unrepentant terrorist William Ayers and his wife, Bernadine Dorn. Remember, Obama said Ayers Ayers is just another guy in the neighborhood. From Ayers' house, turn left and go 2.5 more blocks, and you come across another guy in the neighborhood, Louis Farrakhan. Now, this is the area that Obama calls home. Obama paid $1.65 million for his parcel, and that was $300,000 under the market price. On the same day, Rita Resko paid the full amount, $625,000, for the neighboring lot. Now, strangely, court papers show her salary was only $37,000 a year at the time. 6 months later, Resko sold Obama part of her lot for $104,500, rendering the remaining Resko lot too small to build on and increasing the size of Obama's property and market value. But it doesn't stop there. Regarding his personal home loan, the Washington Post says Obama, quote, received a discount amid a national housing crisis, end quote. The kind of loan that isn't available to average Americans. Obama's rate was 5.625%, when the going rate in Chicago was 5.93%.
What it's fair for us all to ask is for full disclosure. I think it's certainly reasonable that all the documentation, including the facts about the mortgage, including the facts about the sale of the home and the adjacent tract of land, would be made available. It's just something that should be done as a matter of course. This should not be anything exceptional, and I think that journalists across the country would sort of welcome the opportunity to go over this. If Senator Obama hasn't done anything wrong, then there shouldn't be any reason to withhold that.
As state senator, Obama supported tax incentives for low-income housing developers like the convicted slumlord Resko. In turn, Resko contributed heavily to political campaigns like Barack Obama's. The victims were the people residing in these low-income housing units. Resko was charged with corrupting politicians, and Obama, well, the senator played dumb, calling the move boneheaded, and got another pass by the liberal mainstream media for one more suspicious relationship.
He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue.
Why is Barack Obama being so deceptive?